Hello everybody, welcome back to St. Kala and the farm of my streams. We are building a farm to stream on, and we're doing it on a map called St. Kala, which is just a beautiful small German map. It's small, but it has everything we need. So I'm really glad about this series and starting to stream a bit more. So let me show you what I did off camera. I did some things that aren't terribly exciting off camera, so that I've had more time to buy our equipment on camera. So the first thing I did was I bought some land. And I'll show you what I bought. This is our property. I bought quite a bit. I bought pretty much everything that touches our land except for the timber around us. And at some point, I may buy one of these timber lots so that we can get into cutting some trees, maybe put in a sawmill that produces planks and such. There's a sawmill across the road here. I believe that's where it is, or over here perhaps. Yeah, I think it's that right there. And it's close, and we could definitely take trees over there and sell them. But I think it would be better to put in a sawmill. There's the sawmill from Western Wilds is very, very productive, and Alien Jim just makes the best mods. So we may put it in somewhere over here. I'll show you this property in just a bit. But yeah, this is what we have. I'll show you this in a second. This was grapes. This was like traditional vineyard grapes. So let's go over and look and see what I did there. I wanted to do grapes because there is a place, oops, this is the wrong way. There is a place to sell grapes that actually is very inexpensive to buy, the grape processing plant that makes grape juice. And the hotel that it's near pays a premium for grape juice. I don't know what they do with it. They may turn it into adult grape juice. I don't know. But they pay a premium for grape juice. So we may sell it to them. So instead of doing traditional grapes, I went with the, I forget what these mods are called. Let's look real quick. The Vine House. I went with 4 of those. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I went with 6 of those. So we have 6 vine houses. They can grow grapes or olives. I think we're going to stick with grapes here. And they will produce pretty well. So we should have lots of grapes to sell regularly. All they need is water. So I've already filled these up with water and they're ready to go with grapes, and we'll turn those on during our first stream. But they are ready to go. It's just simplified over trying to do grapes. Grapes in a vineyard are very fiddly in this game. And if that's what you want to do, that's awesome. You can spend a lot of time taking care of your grapes. And you can make money off of them, but it's a ton of work. And if you're going to do grapes like that in a vineyard, it's going to take a lot of your time. So to be truly profitable, I think you would have to spend most of your time doing grapes. And we're not going to do that. So I've got that. Let's go look at this property back here, and I'll show you what I plan to do with it. We don't have a lot of area to put productions in, and we're going to need to put in some productions. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Oh, there's the road up there. We go back here. There is a shed here that we're probably going to remove. But if you look over here, I think this is a barley field, and we will wait until after we've harvested this barley. But there is a nice big flat section down here. We could put a road right up the middle of it here and across the back side of it, and we could put productions on either side of it. And we could probably fit 4 to 6 productions in here. That and this piece of property right here, We may need to take out a couple of trees, but there's a lot of flat land down here that we can use for production. So that's more than likely what we're going to do with it. We'll head back out this way. This goes back out to the main road. Well, not the main road, but our main road. And it comes out right here by our soybean field. I have also filled up our cow barn with cows. We have 45 cows there now, and I've fed them all. I'll be honest. I fed them all from the multi-fruit buying station. But the goal is to produce all of our animal food from the crops that we grow. So we will be doing that in the future. Hopefully that's the last time I ever have to feed our cows from the multi-fruit buying station. I also filled up, and we have 720 chickens in here now. And I also fed them, filled up their food with wheat from the multi-fruit buying station, but we have a wheat field and we have a barley field, so that shouldn't be a major deal. We have a couple of fields. Actually, we have one field, I think, that is ready to harvest. So we'll be doing that during the first stream. And I have a mod that will give us straw from pretty much all of our crops. It will do straw from canola and soybeans and sunflowers and corn. So crops that do not traditionally produce straw, which in the case of sunflowers and corn especially, I'm not sure how it couldn't produce straw. I mean, once you take the corn off a corn stalk, basically what is left is straw. So sunflowers the same way. Once you take the head off a sunflower plant, what's left is straw. So I see no problem with that mod, and it's going to give us a lot of straw for to make manure and for any other purposes that we might need straw for. So I think that's all of the things that I did off camera. I bought a water tanker so that I could put water in the greenhouses. It holds 24,000 liters, which I think is a pretty good size. We're not going to need it for milk, as we're going to be auto selling all of our milk, but we will need it for slurry. Because we're going to need to, at first we will sell our slurry to the local BGA, but at some point we'll be putting in our own BGA. It just doesn't make sense to sell our slurry to someone else when we could be producing methane and electricity to sell and digestate to turn into fertilizer. So that's what we'll be doing there. But at the moment, we need to buy some equipment. Actually, let's start with our harvester. That's a good place to start. Let's see what's in the sale first. It's the same stuff that was in there yesterday. So the only harvester here is one that holds 7,750 liters. I don't think that's quite enough, and I don't think this one will allow us to increase that at all. So I think we're going to take a step up from that. So let's look at harvesters. I'm going to go past all of the small ones because that's not something we're interested in. But we also don't need anything that large. These are fairly small fields, so we really don't need anything huge. That's 8,600 liters. I don't know that there's a way to increase that either. I really like this harvester. I wish there was a way to increase the capacity and to increase the length of the auger, but there isn't. So we won't be using that one. These are great harvesters, but I use them all the time. I'd really like to use something different. So we've got some John Deeres here that are very interesting. And we've got some New Hollands that are very interesting. I don't use New Hollands very often, so I'm kind of inclined to use that. I use the twin screw all the time, so I'm not going to use that here. But this one is interesting to me. It's not terribly huge. It is the CR 6.90. In this configuration, it holds 11,500 liters, which is a really good capacity. We can up that, I think. I guess not there. We don't really need anything too much bigger. We could go from 333 to 419, I think, and that would be good. Let's see. Can we increase the capacity of it? I thought we could. Ooh, the Tiger Edition. We're not going to go with that. So yeah, we'll go with standard. We're going to go with a long pipe. It will fold. We are going to go with wide tires. I sure thought there was an increased capacity on this. But apparently there is not. Oh, yep, there is. You have to go up into the higher horsepower engines and you get an extra 2,000 liters. I'm not sure that's worth it. So I think we're going to stick with 419 and 11,500 liters. We're going to go with black rims. And I think we're good there. I think we've got what we need, so we're going to buy that. And you can probably tell by the sound that I'm having things delivered, so we don't have to go and get them. So let's go with headers. There is a 7.5 meter New Holland. There's an 8.5 liter New Holland. Let's look at the New Hollands first. Is that all? Oh no, we have more back here. 6 meter, 7.5, 5.5, 4 meters, 12 meters, and a 13.7 meter draper. I like the idea of a draper. I think that 12 meters is going to be pretty large for our fields. I'm not sure we need a 12 meter header. The problem is that there's no 9 meter header for the New Holland. I think, however, that there is a 9 meter header for the Fendt. That's 12 meters. That's 12 meters. I thought there was a 9 meter. Yep, 9.2. So I think we're going to go with the Fendt 9.2. It's black. It'll match our harvester pretty well. Let's see what the other design is. It has more things. I'm not sure exactly what that does, but I kind of like the look of it, and it doesn't cost anymore, so we're going to buy that. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, that's a good looking harvester. Good looking harvester, and that black header will match just fine. So let's get that put in its home. Yep, that's going to do it for us. And I think we're going to start by trying to just keep the header right in front of the harvester. I think that's probably going to be a good way to do this. So we should be able to just back it right in here. And if we keep it close to that pipe right there, There we go. Got it in there. So we can go ahead and lower that and just leave it attached for now. I think when we get a corn header, it may need to just go like right up against the house. That doesn't bother me at all to have a header leaning up against the house. So yeah, that's good. We can get in and out of it. And the next thing we buy is going to go right in there next to it. We probably can't fit much in there. We may put, I don't know, fertilizer spreader or something we don't use a whole lot in that space right there. But yeah, let's buy a mower next. And if you watch my videos at all, there's probably no surprise in the mower that I intend to buy. It's going to be a swather, because I can't find a good reason to buy any other kind of mower. And since we have the money, we're going to buy the nice one. But what brand? We could buy the Challenger so that it kind of matches our New Holland. I don't think the wheel brand really matters that much. But I like the Michelin. Yeah, we'll go with the standard. And it's 100 grand, so we'll buy that. We're also going to need a header to go on this, but it's in mowers. And I thought about buying this Draper header. It will work on this mower. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the equipment that comes standard. So we can do the Challenger. So it matches. Decal. Standard or yes. We'll do standard. All right, we're going to buy that. And let's put it away. If you've never used one of these swathers from the, this is from the Swather Pack by BC Bueller. If you've never used one of these, do yourself a favor and try it out. It's not quite as wide as some of the, like the Kubota mower that will attach to a tractor. I think that one is over 10 meters wide, and this is about 9 meters. But this just lays such a beautiful swath, and so easy to pick up that it just, I can't find a reason to buy a different mower. And I think that'll fit right in there. Yep, that's pretty much perfect. Let that sit on the ground, and we're done. And we have room to get out in the middle. So there is still some room back in here to store things that don't get used very often, and we might do that if we need to. All right, so once we harvest and or cut the grass, we're going to need something to pick that grass up with. And this is one of the few completely unrealistic things I'm going to use. But once again, it just doesn't make sense not to. I will not use the most unrealistic part of this, which is the windrow. So we're going to turn that right off. That's about, gosh, I don't know. It's probably 20 meters wide, and it'll pick up like 3 swaths in one pass. And even that's a little too unrealistic even for me. So we're going to go with this in basic black. And we're going to go with the 200,000 liter one. So that's the unrealistic part, is that it will actually hold 200,000 liters. It will also hold just about any kind of product you want to put in it. So you can use it as a trailer. And we might do that if we have, say we want to sell, you know, 500,000 liters of silage. I'm going to do that 200,000 liters at a time. and not 18.5 liters at a time, which is what our trailer will hold. So there will be times when I use this in an unrealistic way, but it saves so much time. And this is not a challenge or something that I feel like requires us to be very, very, very realistic. So we're going to use a few things that are unrealistic, and this one might also be a little bit unrealistic. So looking at seeders and planters, we're going to have to choose. Are we going to have one of each, or are we going to have one that does everything? Clearly, we have enough money to buy one of each. So we're not doing this to save money. And if we have one of each, it doesn't really save us any time to have a multi-fruit seeder or a multi-fruit planter. So I in my mind, it's okay to have one. It doesn't save time. It may save a little effort of hooking up the right one. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think the only thing it really saves is storage space. So I think we may go ahead and go with one that I have used a lot just because it really works. This one is 8 meters. This one is 12 meters. I think the 8 meter one is a bit small. The 12 meter one may be a bit large. So I think we're going to go with this one. And we're going to do it in a large capacity so we don't have to fill it up quite so often. It holds 7,000 liters, which means I think 3,000 liters of seeds and 4,000 liters of fertilizer. We don't need the extra ladders or wheels. It's fine just the way it is. So we're going to buy that. And that will do all of our planting and all of our seeding. And it will do it really, really well. And it'll do it in a 9 meter pass, which I think is a really good size for our fields. If we find that it is too large, then we may go with an 8 meter or even a 6 meter if it's just too unwieldy to get around in the field. But I think it'll be fine. I think most of our fields will handle this just fine. Very good. So, what is next? What else do we need? We need a fertilizer spreader. So, we're going to go with, well, let's look and see what's available. I don't think there was anything in the sale. Now, there's that, but that's not a spreader. That's just a fertilizer add-on or a seeder. So let's look at fertilizer spreaders. There we go. We need something that will spread both fertilizer and lime. We're going to be using precision farming. We'll look at the settings here in just a minute, but we are going to be using precision farming, so we will need to apply lime at various times. It's too bad that these two don't do lime. Especially this one, it seems a little odd that it doesn't. There's this one. It holds 7,000 liters. It does both fertilizer and lime. It's a trailer, so it's a little harder to deal with. This one is just the answer. This one you can go with a XL capacity of 10,000 liters. We can do unbranded. We can do basic black. Looks good. It'll do both lime and fertilizer. So, and it's $29,000. So we're going to go with that. And that covers all of our lime and fertilizer needs. Let's see, which side do I hook up to? This side. All right. I figure out the best place to put this. I think we're going to put it all the way down here on the end. I don't think we'll need a plow. And I don't think we'll need a cultivator as we have a direct drill there. So let's look at the list of things that are available. We will need a corn header because we have a sunflower field that we're going to have to harvest in the not too distant future. That one's 10 meters wide. Let's go with it. See what happens. It may be too big, it may not be. We'll see. Ooh, does that not fold up? Huh. We'll see. I'm sure it does. Most of the corn headers fold up. So for right now, we're going to, if this is going to offend you, please close your eyes, because we're just going to spin it around here. And I think we can put it over here. All right, let's see if it's sticking through. No, it's not. So it may not fold up. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, it does. You can see the hydraulics on it. So we'll fold that up the first time we use it, which will not be terribly long from now. All right, let's see what's next. We've got, let's look at our settings real quick. So we're on a normal economy. Traffic is on. Seasonal growth, we've got turned off. For a streaming map, I don't think it's necessary to have seasonal growth on. I want to be able to plant whatever I want, whenever I want, and harvest whatever I want, whenever I want. So we're gonna turn that off. 1 day a month. It's always April, and snow is off. We have crop destruction off. We have periodic plowing off. We have field stone off, and we have weeds on. So we are going to have to deal with weeds. Which means we probably need to get a sprayer or a weeder. Sprayer probably first, and then if we want to, we can get a weeder down the road. Dirt is normal, automatic engine and stop and go braking are on, trailer fill limits off, fuel usage is normal. All of the worker stuff is off, and it's production revamp stuff. The maintenance and painting cost, if you are on PC and you're not using this mod, you should be. The maintenance and painting costs in 22 have just skyrocketed from 19. And I think that 50% level is a good compromise there. It's a little more realistic. So I just like to set that at 50%. So let's go now. We decided we needed a sprayer, so let's buy a sprayer. We have $3.5 million, so I am very tempted to buy a sprayer that I've never used before. So let's see what's available. And we can come up here and look at self-propelled sprayers. Let's see here. That one's fairly inexpensive, a 26 meter working width. We've got New Holland here, 36 meter working width, 27 meters. And all of these have much, much larger working widths. So let's look at this one. I kind of like that one. It's got narrow crop tires on it. The only thing I think might be an issue is this. It only holds 26,650 liters. Although most of our fields are fairly small, and I'm not sure. Let's go back. I don't know if any of these will do the selective spraying, but I'm pretty sure that if we look over here on sprayers, there may be a John Deere. Don't know that if I've installed that or not. Yeah. Precision sprayer pack. So actually this one came with the Precision Farming DLC. And it's the same as this one, so I'm not sure. Spray without the steering axle. All right, that's got a 24-meter working width. It holds 3,360 and weed spot spraying. With this configuration, each nozzle of the sprayer will only turn on while there are actual weeds below the nozzle. With that, you may use 90% less herbicide, reducing cost and protecting the environment. So we're going to do that. We're going to do narrow tires because we will be pulling this through some crops, even though we have crop destruction off. So we can go up to 28 meters. I don't think we need to. I really think our fields are small enough to where 24 is going to be plenty. So we're going to go with this, and if we decide we don't like it, we can always buy something else. All right, so we have our precision sprayer ready to go. We're going to try to squeeze this in down here by our fertilizer spreader. All right, that went better than I thought it was going to. I want to buy a second tractor because if you played this game for very long at all, you know that a second tractor can be very, very helpful. So let's take a look while we still have plenty of money. We're going to buy, let's go with a medium tractor. There is, I really like the Valtra Q series, but I've used those before. I have not used one of these before. This also has a pretty high speed, which I like. Let's see, is there a... So there's no changing the horsepower on this. It's a flat 235 horsepower, which I think that'll probably be enough to do what we want it to do. It'll definitely pull our seeder. Yeah, I think it'll use any of the implements that we already have. So we're going to go with this just because we haven't used it before. I'm going to go with the dark tinted windows. Going to go with the light bar up top. Like that. That's cool. Now, the Isaria Pro Compact detects the real nitrogen demand of your crops. While driving with this sensor over your field, you'll get more precise information of the nitrogen that's required. With this information, the fertilization will be more accurate and results in a higher yield. So we're going to go ahead and do that on this tractor. So that this will be our fertilizer tractor and it will make better use of our fertilizer. We're going to go with jet black on pretty much everything we can change, except for the rims, I think. I think the rims and the mirror, we're going to go with the yellow. Hey, that's a good looking tractor. So I'm happy with that. We're going to buy it. So we have a second tractor. And normally at this point, I would probably buy a semi, but I think this map is really too small for that. I think anything we need to do, we can do with something pulled by a tractor, and we really don't need a truck. If that changes, we'll buy one, but I don't know that it will. All right, and I think the last thing we're going to need is a flatbed, because we're going to have to deliver pallets of grapes, and we're also going to be delivering pallets of other things as well. So we're going to need a flatbed. In fact, I think I may buy 2 of the same model. And I've used these before, and I'm going to use them again because I know that they work. Well, they have in the past. So there have been, I shouldn't say there have been, because I'm not sure that this is true for everyone, but I have had some issues with pallet auto load specialization since the Platinum expansion pack has come out. And again, I don't know if it's me having a conflict with other mods that I have, or whether the base code has changed in the game due to the Platinum expansion. So I just don't know. So I'm not gonna speculate on what the causes of my issues are. I'll just say that I've had issues, and so I'm gonna go ahead and buy this trailer. If it causes me issues, then I'll ditch it and buy something else. But it's a good trailer, and it's a decent price. So we're going to start by buying one. I think that'll be enough for now. And if we need another one, if we have to do tandems, we can do that. But for now, we'll see if this one suits our needs. You know, the thing about this map is nothing is terribly far away. So, you know, even if I have to make a couple of trips, it's not a huge deal. Whew. All right. So I think that is everything we need to operate our farm. I think we have room for another couple of vehicles if we want to in our vehicle shed here. Room for maybe a pickup or a Unimog. Unimogs are fun, so I wouldn't be surprised if I buy one. So there, that is our farm, fully equipped. Waiting for the first stream, which is going to be tonight. I am going to start streaming at about 10 p.m. Central Time tonight and stream for a couple of hours. And then most likely I'll stream again tomorrow afternoon. Cowboys play at noon. I hope I just didn't lose some subscribers there from Philly. But Cowboys play at noon, so I'll probably start streaming about 4 p.m. Central Time. And I think the first thing we're going to do tonight is harvest that canola field right there. So if you're available, I invite you to join me for the stream tonight about 10 p.m. Central Time. And we'll have a little fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you didn't like this video, please post a comment down below telling me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.